you need to understand the U.S. relationship with Pakistan. If you care about war, if you care about imperialism, if you care about Palestine, and if you care about the people living in Pakistan and Afghanistan. Here's why. There are many reasons why a war-driven and imperialist U.S. government would want a puppet government, or what they will call ally, in Pakistan. Let's take just one example so it doesn't get too overwhelming as to why. Pakistan borders Afghanistan, the country the U.S. bombed and occupied for 20 years during the War on Terror. In 2021, the U.S. pulled out of Afghanistan in a deadly and horrible disaster. The Taliban retook Kabul and are the de facto government in Afghanistan now. When the U.S. left, they had a notorious air base called Bagram Air Force Base. It's sort of where they ran the U.S. War on Terror out of, where they ran the drone wars out of. They obviously left Bagram Air Force Base. Trump said recently that he wants to retake Bagram Air Force Base in Afghanistan.
We're going to keep Bagram.
The Taliban said, no, you can't do that. And Trump doubled down and said that Bagram Air Force Base is necessary and strategic for U.S. interests in the region.
It's an hour away from where China makes its nuclear weapons.
And I just make a side note that nothing in other countries belongs rightfully to the United States. If we respect sovereignty, like the U.S. has no claim over anything in Afghanistan. Absolutely no claim to it. Coincidentally, or not so coincidentally, at the same time, I'd argue, Pakistan starts bombing targets in Afghanistan, ostensibly to attack the TTP military hideouts that Pakistan accuses Afghanistan of harboring. If you haven't heard about it, it's because news outlets aren't covering it. Also, at the same time, the Pakistani president Shehbaz Sharif is at the Gaza summit and says Donald Trump is genuinely a man of peace. And says that he wants to nominate Donald Trump for the Nobel Peace Prize. Also, Trump called the Pakistani Field Marshal Asim Munir his favorite field marshal. Now, there's rumors in Pakistan that Shehbaz Sharif and Asim Munir are going to normalize relations with Israel. It would be very, very unpopular in Pakistan. So this bodes well for U.S. interests in Afghanistan, Pakistan's neighbor, and also bodes well for the U.S. interest in regime change in Iran, because having another nuclear-armed country under its domination is very important to Trump's agenda for control over the entire region. And all of this pandering to the U.S. is happening while Shehbaz Sharif's political opponents, like former Prime Minister Imran Khan and other dissidents, rot in prison. On bogus charges, might I add. All while Pakistan is being used by the U.S. against Afghanistan and others, with a full sign-off from its government. And I want to say, both Pakistan and Afghanistan are no strangers to being used and abused by the United States, whether that be through IMF loans that indebt Pakistan and hold them hostage economically to the World Bank, which is run by the United States, or of course militarily, with the U.S. conducting drone warfare in both countries during the duration of the War on Terror, which led to the deaths of countless civilians. So if you care about the sovereignty of other countries, and if you care about countries that the U.S. uses and abuses for its own gain, then you should be paying really close attention to Pakistan right now, because it's bound to have really explosive ramifications in Palestine, in Iran, and it's already taking hold in Afghanistan. The U.S. war machine benefits when you do not know the truth.